Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah with my guest, Cassandra Rosa. I am super excited to talk to this young lady. She is amazing, and you'll find her amazing as well. So Cassandra, share a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Well, thank you for having me on the podcast. Super excited to chat with you today. I am an intuitive life and business coach, and I help millennials to clarify their path and purpose. They can confidently create a fulfilling life and business. I have an award-winning book called Now What? Create the Clarity to Achieve Your Dreams. That's available on Amazon, and a podcast called Clarity Conversations. And I love to travel and live life and have fun.
That is so amazing. So tell us what brought you to this place where you decided, because you know it has to be a decision, that you're going to work from home and you're going to work for yourself. Because I know that it's not always a popular decision, and it's not always the first thing that you think about out the gate.
Right.
So share with us a little bit about, what went into that decision and, what created that for you.
Yes, for a very young age, I knew I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I had no idea what that meant, but wanted to do something meaningful. So I thought maybe I'll be a teacher or a psychologist because I loved playing teacher and giving advice to people. And I went to university for psychology, and halfway through my degree, they changed the qualifications to double what I was expecting. And I said, now what? What am I going to do with my life? Like, something's not right here. So I ended up getting an opportunity to live in Europe and volunteer in Africa, and I fell in love with travel and mentorship. I was volunteering at an after-school program with kids and absolutely loved with taking people under my wing and helping them. But when I got back, the real world set in, and I thought, I need to make a lot of money to make a difference in the world. So I got an insurance, because that's what my family business was. And there was this expectation since I was a young girl that I was going to take over the business. My heart wasn't in it though. I was daydreaming through all my cold call sessions about traveling and helping people, even though I had no idea what that would look like. So maybe I was young and naive, but I ended up leaving my high-paying corporate job that I was doing well in, and got a job in marketing, and invested in myself and really fell in love with personal development and spirituality. And before you know it, I started to realize that becoming a life coach was my way to become the teacher and the psychologist almost that I always wanted to be. And really learned so many tools for myself that transformed the way I thought, the way that I could manifest things into my life and live a happy and joyful life. And I couldn't wait to share that with others. So long story short, I've been an intuitive life and business coach full-time since 2019, and just feel so fulfilled and grateful that this was my divine path after all.
That is so powerful. That is powerful.
Thanks.
Because to think that you could get there at such a young age, because so many people, have no clue. They're in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and they don't have any clue what it is that they want to do. Because many times, just like you said, many of us go into family business because that's what our family does, and we end up stuck there, but you didn't. And that is so amazing. So when you talk to other people that are in the same place that you were, what are some of the things that you share with them?
Yeah, so I think that that's happening to more and more people nowadays, especially in the millennial generation, that we're seeing it's more than the mainstream way of success of going to school, getting your degree, and having a job for the rest of your life, So more people are looking for more meaningful, free, joyful careers. And when they come to me, I help them to create clarity. I think once you start to clarify what you truly want in your life, not what anyone else wants, that is always the first step to embodying it and creating it for yourself, to have that crystal clear mission and picture of what it is that you want to create. Then I help them move through the limiting beliefs about it, maybe that we've picked up from family, friends, society, that stop us from taking action towards what we really want. and then helping them create a simple plan to get things going. So that's kind of like my process of clarity and connection and co-creation that I walk through all my clients with to help them create that fulfilling life that they start to understand they want for themselves.
That's something. So do you, are you certified in life coaching? Is that something that you did? Okay.
Yeah, certified as a coach and healer as well. I also know quite a few different healing modalities like Reiki, card readings, light and color therapy, which I integrate into my practices so that they can evolve holistically, both with practical tools, but also that things like meditation to give them that support energetically as well, because that was huge
Yes,
for me in my process.
that is awesome because because we need that, many people need that. And I think the old way of doing life coaching is dead, honestly.
Mhm.
I think that because many people need so much more than what traditional life coaches were giving, as far as these tools, the energy tools and, the color tool, all those things, because those things are helpful to us, when we're in the process of healing.
Yeah.
So what is it that what is your big goal? What is the thing that your big scary thing that you want to do?
Yeah, so I want to be able to help hundreds of thousands of people, to help them to really live a fulfilling life on their terms. Like that's the big mission. There's obviously different ways to do that with the courses. I already have a book, the podcast, and really turning that up to the next level. So it's kind of like I've created a beautiful foundation for me and my business up until this point, and now it's just turning up the dial and extending the ripple effect even deeper. So that's like my really big mission, for my business, and then for life, finding my person, having a family, and creating a legacy, whenever my time comes where it's complete, saying, Cassandra really helped me in my life. And, having a life that I lived to the fullest, checking off those bucket list items and having deep love and making deep impact is the legacy that I want to have.
That was my question, because I wanted to know, what actually lights you up.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
you think about things that light you up,
Mm-hmm.
what is one of those things?
I love this question. I think that I really just enjoy living life and saying yes to opportunities. And if I have an idea, going for it. And so adventurous things. Before we recorded here, we're talking about how last year I always wanted to live in front of the ocean in Mexico. And I did that for 4 months, even though there was a pandemic going on. So like a lot of adventure, bucket list items, traveling the world, living that spontaneity aspect. I think that's what life's all about. And then helping people. Every time I have a coaching call and I see those light bulb moments with my clients, it really fulfills me and gives me chills and reminds me the reason that I'm here in this lifetime.
Wow. Wow. That is powerful, actually. Just the thought of that is like, wow, I'm almost speechless.
Aw,
And that's rare.
aw.
So going forward, do you have like programs that you walk people through, or do you do more one-on-ones, or how is it that you craft your business?
Yeah, so group coaching and one-on-one, walking through that process I spoke about earlier. So clarifying your path and your purpose in life, really helping you connect to that inner confidence and release the rest, and helping create a simple and authentic process to launch your fulfilling business. So that's kind of the foundation of my coaching practices, and also integrate that healing work with meditation and oracle readings and healings into each one of the coaching sessions so that they're integrating it on an energetic and a practical level.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That makes so much sense, because the thing is so many coaches want to just narrow everything down to a practical level and not even deal with the energy at all. but the way that you are dealing with that is so amazing for people because, because we're all energy and we're all practical, right?
Yes.
So we have to kind of it is pouring down rain, try to make a decision. Try to make a decision of, which one we want to do. So the fact that you're marrying those is perfect.
Thank you.
It's perfect. So where do you typically find your clients?
Yeah, online, Instagram, Facebook. So I have a lot of clients from all over the world. So that's the beauty of the internet. And I think it's really important to not use social media just as a highlight reel, but as a tool to be able to authentically connect with the people that you're meant to serve. So I love getting in the DMs and chatting with people about what their vision is and how I can support them on their journey in whatever way it may be, whether it be a podcast episode, a blog post, or working together in a coaching capacity.
That's nice. That is so nice. What are you on? What is that place? Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse at all?
Not really. I spend most of my time on Instagram and in my Facebook group. Yeah, so those are like the main places I hang out most.
Okay. So what is the name of your Facebook group?
Yeah, so it's Achieve Your Dreams with Cassandra Rosa.
Nice. That is really nice.
Thanks.
And share a little bit about your podcast and what type of guests you're looking for that.
Yeah, so it's called Clarity Conversations, and we have different guests come on to share a little bit about their journey to clarifying their purpose, and sharing some tips of how they integrate what they do into their lives to help spiritual entrepreneurs. So I've had people like astroherbologists, different healers, coaches, people that do crystals, so many different things. So it expands outside of my scope of the different modalities that I maybe master, and you could have different exposure to that as well. So yeah, all the episodes come out on Thursdays, and I also have some episodes that it's like a conversation with like a different version of myself. So maybe that needed to know what I know now to share some insight with my audience as well. So it's kind of a hybrid format, but it's available on all podcasting platforms.
Nice. Very nice. I really like that.
Thanks.
And I love the fact of integrating all the, different types of modalities, because it's kind of sort of what I do. I talk to all kinds of different people, and I don't limit it to just, spiritual people, or although the conversations typically always go in that direction anyway.
Yeah.
But, I just truly believe, that everybody deserves a shot.
Yeah.
If
100%.
you're changing the planet. So back to changing the planet. How does your family feel about what you do?
Now they are very supportive. In the beginning, it was a little bit of the growing pains of, oh no, she's not going to be taking over the family business. But I remember, especially on my book launch party in 2020, when I launched my book, they really started to see everything kind of come together and the vision that I had for myself, and see what was possible for me. So that was definitely the moment where I feel like it was like the turning point. And they saw, yeah, she could totally do this. So
yeah, that's funny, because I actually was talking earlier on a live about how I wanted to be a writer when I was growing up, and everybody said, how you gonna eat? People said, how you gonna eat? What you gonna do? Writers are starving artists, all these things and stuff. And so just the thought is like, and so I just went another direction, because, I like to eat.
of course.
So just the fact that, people started becoming supportive as you started showing up, that's kind of sort of what happened with me. As I started writing books and putting them out there, then people were like, oh, you really can do this,
Yeah. The proof is in the pudding. It's in your hands. When the book was in the hands with my name on it, it was like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
She knows what she's doing. Yeah.
Right. And that's powerful. So Do you have any type of idea? Like, I noticed you said you like to travel. So do you
Mhm.
have any of that in your mind as far as um, working with like indigenous people or, that kind of stuff? Is that something that still is in your horizon?
Yeah. So once the world decides to move
Calm
forward a
down.
little bit more with what's going on, I would love to go to Namibia, where I volunteered in 2014 is when I went, and run similar kind of like workshops and coaching things that I do with my clients. With them, I'm still in contact with many of the girls that I had met there, and it was such a transformative experience. So that's really top of mind and top of heart, in the bigger vision of things, that whenever people enroll in a course with me, it funds for me to be able to do special trips out there and help people out there. So yeah,
So
it
how
is in
long
the
did you
vision.
stay there?
It was 3 weeks, but it felt like a lifetime at the same time. But yet it was quickly. Time was weird when we were there, but it was really amazing. I was just talking to one of the girls this morning, actually, just to see, in a short amount of time, the amount of impact that it could have on both their lives and mine. It was a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it to everyone to at least do one travel abroad volunteer experience in your life, just to open your horizons to the world, right? And get outside of your box in life and just see how other people live. I think is so beautiful. It's one of the things I'm fascinated with when I travel, is really understanding how the locals live their life, and yeah, the culture.
Yeah, see, my husband likes to go to all where the local people go, not the tourist
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah. Do both. Why not? Right.
Right? Yep. I get a little scared myself, but with him there, I'm good. I'm like, I don't know, are we supposed to be here?
Follow your gut when you travel. That's what I do. Is like, I always have it, my gut response. If I need to get out, I get out.
Take a run.
See ya.
So how has that type of work fulfilled you? I guess the question I'm asking is, was that something that your parents put in you, or was it just something that came for you and you just said, I'm going to go and volunteer?
So I lived in Europe. I did a study exchange right around this big now what moment of what am I going to do with my life. That opportunity was gifted to me. And when I came back, the lady that organized it said, "Hey, we're doing this travel abroad trip. If you want to come along, you can come and volunteer in Africa." And I said yes. And everyone else said no. Everyone around me was like, "Are you crazy? You're going to go there? It's so dangerous." And I don't know. I just
You're
had
that
this
girl.
yes. I felt the yes. Like I just felt the yes, and I followed my yes. And I'm so grateful, because it was just such a transformative experience, to be there and to see how something that was really profound is, and it's so simple, as kids were playing with sticks, like as if it was the biggest Hot Wheels, toy that you could ever see, or all the Barbies, and like to see how people can be so happy with so little versus
Yes.
people with the day-to-day, first world problems that happens in the world. It makes you just realize how the simplest things can bring so much fulfillment and joy to people. So I
Yeah.
try and harness that in my life every day.
Yes. Yeah, that, that is like amazing, because you think about it, it's like they're content with just a little thing. And these kids over here, good God.
Tablets like this.
Right. Tablets. And, I laugh. I told my kids one time, I said, you guys were rotten. You were spoiled. You had
Yeah.
everything you wanted, everything you needed, and most things you wanted. I
Yeah.
said, you guys had, stuff that your friends didn't have, like TVs in your room, and, what are those games? Sega
Right.
and Nintendo, whatever the games were at the time. I was like,
Right.
you guys always had that. I said, and you had a computer, and a lot of your classmates didn't.
Right.
And once I explained that to them, they were like, oh, mommy, yeah, you're right. But they got older now. So now they can see it. It's like, you guys were rotten.
I was there too. I was spoiled.
Exactly. You're like, okay, this. But then when you go into a place like that and you see kids just being content with sticks, and not even playing with them like they're Hot Wheels, right?
Right.
It's like the most amazing thing. I think that it starts to change you as well.
Oh, yeah. I came back a whole different person. Things that were important to me before I went were completely different when I got back. Just
Right.
your values and yeah.
That is so powerful. Oh my God. I almost think you should do a course on that. Just sharing with people, what the experience is,
Yeah.
and how it changed your life and the trajectory of, your life. Because that's what it sounds like to me, like it changed your whole path.
Oh, it did. Seeing that mentorship. And then once, the time how I came back and I had that opposite direction, and then how, life coaching came to be, because I didn't know about life coaching. I didn't know about personal development. All my friends, my circle, like they were really interested in different things, like becoming a doctor or having a restaurant or, different paths, mainstream stuff. I was kind of like the black sheep of the group that did all the unconventional things, and I was the crazy one, right? But I'm so grateful that I took that path. So if anyone else is listening to that and listening in today, and you feel like you're taking the path that's very different from everyone else's, like trust your path, trust your journey, as cliche as it is, because there's a reason for it. There's a reason.
Yes. Yes. Now, did you study with any of the I guess I'm gonna call them the masters, like Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks and any of that law of attraction stuff? Did you actually study any of that?
I did a bunch of work with Bob Proctor. He was in The Secret. He's from Toronto. It was a really sad day when he passed.
Yeah, I remember.
So just took your breath away, so him, I did a lot of work with Success Resources. So they're the people that used to throw the Tony Robbins events. Who else? Gabby Bernstein. Like I've taken a lot of her stuff, read a lot of her books. So yeah, those are some of the bigger people that I've studied with. There's been lots of events in Toronto where lots of them, like Les Brown and Tony, would come, and Bob, and all these amazing people, which are beautiful to, get exposed to each one of their style when you're creating your own as a coach too, right? Not having to necessarily become like a one of them, but take what resonates from the different people and embodying that in yourself.
Yes, that is so powerful. So now, if there was anything in the world that you had a question about, what would it be?
Anything in the world that I would have a question about? This is probably the most interesting question I've ever been asked, honestly. Like you're got me thinking here.
It typically is for most people.
A question about. I just love to connect with people and help them like think bigger. It's like, what does fulfillment mean to you? Like, what does your dream life look like? I love asking people that question and seeing how different it could be in each answer.
Yes.
So I'll ask you, like, what does fulfillment look like to you?
Fulfillment?
Like a fulfilling life, like your dream life.
Fulfillment looks like I can go anywhere I want to go, do anything I want to do. I can travel all the time because travel is my love language.
Yes. Yes.
And my husband knows this. Fulfillment means I don't have to worry about what's in the bank because I know that everything that's there is there when I need it. Fulfillment means that money for me means that it loves me.
Yeah. Freedom. It seems like it's a theme.
Yes. Freedom.
Oh, yes. Love it.
Yes. That is a thing. Freedom is where it's at. So you can go wherever you want to go, do what you want to do, travel if you want to. and you don't have to work double shifts.
I feel you. I feel you. And it's a question that I had to redefine for myself, because after I manifested what I wanted, which was living on the beach in Mexico last year, and I came back and Toronto was in lockdown, it's like, damn, like, I don't feel as fulfilled, but I'm helping people with fulfillment. And I really had to redefine it and look at it with a new set of eyes and say, how can I feel fulfilled in every moment of the day based on every experience with the little things, not necessarily of manifesting everything on the vision board and seeing it fulfillment as a destination, but a state that you can embody now. So that was like a huge aha that I had last year.
That's exactly correct. Because the thing is you can't always travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the Kanye song? It's not always day. Sometimes it's night or something like that.
Well, I don't know that one.
It's a thing. They play it all the time on different videos, like reels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It does not always have to be day. Sometimes it's night or something like that.
Right.
So you think about it in that way. It's like, it's not always going to be where you can always travel, because you see what the pandemic did.
Right.
Locked our asses down.
Right up.
And now, I want to travel and I have a desire, and we did a little bit, but on a large scale, getting on planes and stuff, I ain't ready.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you think about that, it's like, okay, yeah. So you're right. Having that fulfillment, that definition of fulfillment for yourself, where you can have it anywhere that you are. It's like a state of mind, I think.
Doing anything that you do.
Yes.
In every moment.
Yes.
Yeah. It's huge, because I think sometimes, with especially ambitious people in the personal development industry or coaches or people that are on that path, I wrote about this a lot in my book. It's like we have this destination syndrome. It's like when I get to the destination, that's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll be fulfilled. That's when I'll be peaceful. And it also almost in a way gets in the way of us achieving that, from having that separation.
Yes.
So
because you view it as being separate from you.
Right. And like far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like, okay, when I get married and have kids and have $1 million, then I'm going to be a happy person. And this was like a state that I had when I was even in university and college, when you're in that like early 20s, like that's how people are conditioned to be, from 20s to 30s. It's like, once you get there, then you'll be good. And it's like, it's like, how can you feel good now? How can you feel that same freedom that you want today? How can you feel fulfilled today? How can you choose to be happy today and embody that? Because that's what's going to help you get there.
Yes, that is so timely and perfect, because once you decide, because I'm real big on making decisions, and I didn't realize until a few years ago that was setting intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know. And so I was like, what, once you set the intention and you make the decision and say, okay, this is who I'm going to be, and then you can embody her. It's like, for me, I say I'm embodying wealthy Tammy.
Yes.
So what will wealthy Tammy do?
Right.
Wealthy Tammy will be happy wherever she is, because she knows that she has the ability to, travel and do whatever the things she wants to do. What does wealthy Tammy do? And so this is one of the things that I believe will help many people. Right. If they begin to embody her or him, or them, whatever, we're not going to. Yeah.
Whatever pronoun, whatever your pronoun
whoever.
that you,
right. Him, her, they, whatever people use, just embody that person. So you're right. You're so right. So share with the people how they can connect with you.
Yeah. So Instagram is where I hang out the most. My handle is Cassandra Rosa A. You can also check out my website. It's cassandrarosa.com. And check out my book on Amazon. It's Now What? Create the Clarity to Achieve Your Dreams. or tune into the podcast. It's called Clarity Conversations with Cassandra Rosa. It's available on all podcasting platforms. And DM me. DM me, tell me that you found me on the podcast, and let's connect and let's help you create that fulfilling life now. Not tomorrow, but now.
That is so powerful. I am just so full. This has been such an amazing talk. I mean, to be honest, I'm so excited just to be having this conversation with you, because I've been wanting to have one with you for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you
So,
had me on the podcast and we
I was
had
gonna
this chance to
say,
connect.
know that people are watching you. So that is so amazing, because it's like I was sitting there and I was thinking, I was watching you on something and I said, I would like to have her on the show.
Aw.
And so that's a part of my manifesting too,
Yes.
because I said to myself in my daily affirmations, I say that everything that I think about shows up in the physical for me.
Yes.
So that was one of the things I was like, oh, wow. She's coming
You
on.
manifested it.
I did. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh.
You're shining.
I know I had to put on a little light because it started getting dark, because it's raining here. So it started getting darker on the outside. So I was like, oh man. And I actually like to do it at this time because it's usually natural light.
Yeah.
Just never know here. But you know what? I am so grateful for this conversation, and I'm grateful to be here just right now. And I appreciate all of that amazing stuff that you said. It was just
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're so welcome. So again, I'm so grateful for Cassandra Rosa joining me here on Straight Outta Savannah, and you as well. So thank you for listening, for watching wherever you watch it. Thank you for just being a part of our journey here today. So if you are changing the planet and you would like to come on and talk about it, make sure that you reach out to me. And then Cassandra also takes people for her show as well. So you can reach out to either one of us or both of us if that's what you like. And make sure that you reach out to her if you are looking to find out how you can step into clarity and step into fulfillment now. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. All
Yes.
right. Any last words, Cassandra?
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone for listening or watching this video. And I'm excited to connect with you.
Awesome. Awesome. So this is going to be us. Thank you so much for checking us out. And wherever you're watching, make sure that you subscribe and you like it and you share the content out. This way, other people can, get to see all of this amazing, amazing content. And Cassandra Rose has been an amazing guest. I have absolutely loved having this conversation with her. So again, thank y'all for joining us. Bye now.
Bye.